good, people? Welcome back to the Young, Black and RichLESS podcast. We got Alicia back. I'm here. We should have technically started 35 minutes ago, but you know, black people and their timing. So what I'm going to do right now is kick it off, talking about some topics. I'm not going to tell you from the get-go. You can just stay tuned, watch the actual podcast, then you'll know what we're going to speak about. The first one that we want to touch on is the Chris Brown situation.
Yeah.
So you want to like brief us on, like, for people that don't know what's going on with
For the people that don't know, first of all, yeah, I had a big crush on Chris Brown, like on a different scale. Like I loved Chris Brown, and then obviously, you know, he beat up Rihanna and everyone was like, hold on, you still like Chris Brown? And then he went to prison. And I was like, hold on, do you still like Chris Brown? And now there's like some rape allegations, so people are like, yo, what's going on? You know what I mean, with your man?
I'm waiting till I defend this now, because everything you just reeled off in the order you've done it does not make a good picture for Chris.
You know, with that rape allegation, that quite surprised me, because I know it's like, he's done bad things. I just didn't think that would be in his nature.
You know, it sounds bad, which is not how you meant to think, but a lot of times with celebrities and they get accused of like certain rape things.
Yeah.
And it's like these club girls that come to the house.
Yeah.
A lot of the time, like half think it's instantly think gold digger, because there's been so many cases when they've just made it up, and obviously this being one, it's just like wow. And I feel like sometimes people think of it as a come up.
Yeah, I think it is a huge shame. I think that
it takes away from the real people.
It does it, and the thing is, the word rape is almost like worse than if you was to say like you're a killer. Do you know what I mean? It's like got so much stigma
in
attached to
prison.
it.
Rapists and pedophiles get beaten up by the killers, because killers are almost like it's the norm.
Yeah,
if you rape or you like a pervert,
like,
you're even in jail. They don't condone, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
So, and the worst thing about rape of them all is that even when you're found guilty,
what you mean?
it tarnishes your name.
You mean even if you found innocent?
So yeah, even if you find innocent, sorry, if you feel guilty, you gotta go to prison, or you gotta
have that tarnish.
Yeah. But if you found innocent, once you've been called and that headline's been out there in the world, it ruins your brand, and people start 100%. Thinking of you. And some people always go, I bet he still did it.
It's that thing, like, it 100% is that thing, you know, when you say the word rape, even before people have, when it's just an allegation, when somebody's just come out with it, bam, straight away that person's guilty, it ruins you. It absolutely ruins you. So it is a shame that, you know, it was made up.
So in terms of Chris Brown, though, we haven't actually said how it was made up. Like, he threw like a little party, I assume. He brought through some girls from Paris.
Yeah.
And basically, at some point, one of the women accused him of rape. I don't even think it was during. I think like
at the party.
Was it at the party she accused him?
I don't know.
I thought it was, from what it sounded like, they had the party, and then like the next day or days, it came out that she said that Chris Brown raped her.
Oh, okay.
And what the funny thing is about it is some of the women that came with the girl, like the friends, she was like, nah, none of that happened. Like, it never happened. So when your friends out and you like, yo, it didn't happen, nothing like that even happened. Like, there wasn't even in that kind of realm to get that. Because I assume, did they have sex? From what I've heard, I don't think they did. But it's just crazy that like she thought, oh, Chris Brown, big superstar, let me just, boom. And in my opinion, taking the celebrity out of it, I always feel like any woman that makes a rape and accuses someone, they need to do jail time, because that's how you limit people doing it. If they know, like, yo, if I do this fake allegation and there's actually a repercussion, I won't do it. At the moment, if they get found out that they're lying, it's almost like, like you can sue them for like, what's
like a libel, like slander.
Yeah, but it's not like a real. Like the come up is it's almost like gambling. The come up can be so great that they think it's worth the risk. Worst thing is that. I get people saying I'm a liar.
The thing is, it's like, would you sue the person for, you know, if they slander you? It doesn't make sense on the basis that they probably don't have any money. That's why they're doing it.
It's the principle. So you're trying to do something. Like,
but I think the jail time for me makes more sense.
If she had the jail time, I guarantee you wouldn't sue. Because the whole point is he's not trying to get it. Chris Brown's rich enough.
You don't need the money.
Exactly. He's doing it. He's thinking, this is the only thing I can do to make this person somewhat pay, ruin their name for the mud, make him get a celebrity of being a liar, obviously to clear my name even more, and more just to get revenge in a sense. And I would be the same way, because I truly believe that they need some sort of jail time. Because even Chris Brown aside, did you see the one where, the football player in America, he was in prison for like 15 years because this girl lied that he raped her. And like he kept for years and years and years, he kept like saying that he was innocent. And the only reason he got off in the end is because the girl, way later, sent him a message on Facebook saying how she feels sorry that she lied. And then it was from that they managed to like carry on the conversation. He took it to his lawyers and like managed to like prosecute. The thing is, she actually went to jail, but it wasn't long. It was something stupid like 3-4 years. I'm like, this guy was gonna be in it, like playing in this school NFL type team. you don't know how his future could have changed. Being in prison for 15 years plus
something that you didn't do.
It may have even been longer. It may have been 20. I'm just gonna say 15 to be safe. To me, if that was me and my life was taken like that, I would want to kill the chick.
You know the worst thing as well in America, because when I was studying my degree, I was doing this, and some states, they don't believe in compensation. Say if you've been wrongfully convicted.
He did get some money,
so
that's
some of them do. So that's good. I mean, but the thing is, the money.
He did, the time that you've lost. Like
what does it mean? Do you know what I mean?
If it was a year though, and you got like a meal.
A meal for a year.
Yeah, I'll probably take that. But 50, anything plus like anything past 5, I feel like. There's no amount of money you can give me
That's
to make
fine.
me
Like, I just
5
feel
years.
like, personally, like, your life is your life. You get one life, do you know what I mean? You don't know how much time this guy...
And
This
the
guy
worst
could
thing about
die
it is,
after he comes out of prison.
outside of that, he
Yeah.
had family members, he had friends that thought he did it. Like,
Yeah.
in the strangers, that's one
So,
thing.
like,
When you have certain family members that, like, stopped talking to him and literally thought it was real, it's almost like you feel torn because you're like, I know I'm innocent. The public, I know they don't know me, but the people that know me, growing up with me, are having mixed feelings. They're not talking to me, so you broke up my family that way because you always have to split. And then when you found innocent, those people, can you ever accept them again? Because you're like, you should know me.
Do you know what this reminds me of? Like, I know
this
this is like the small, this is a smaller kind of thing that happened, but it literally happened. Like, did you watch, I don't watch Big Brother, right, yeah? But did you hear about what happened in Big Brother Celebrity last year?
I haven't watched in years.
So basically in Big Brother, this is kind of similar kind of concept, but the great thing about Big Brother is there's cameras everywhere, right? Yeah. So there was Ryan, who is in Coronation Street. He was in Big Brother, and there was another girl. I think she's in Emmerdale or something like that.
Yeah.
But they knew kind of each other outside, but they didn't. I think the girl had gone out with his best friend, and she was a bit crazy, and they'd broken up, so they didn't have a great relationship, right? So anyway, he's in Big Brother in the kitchen, everyone's around, so they were all sparring, like pretending like this, yeah. So he's like around this girl, and he's like this, yeah, like just messing about, yeah. And he must have clicked her like maybe like small, like this, like literally like on like, off his ring, and she's like, ow, you hit me. And he's like, so nice. Ryan is literally the nicest person, so he's like, oh my god, I'm so sorry. Like, he's like, sorry. And she's like, no, I'm not gonna, I can't believe she said something about washing his clothes, like, no, I'm not gonna wash your clothes. And he was like, sorry, like messing about, anyway.
When she goes to the diary,
you're literally, you can't believe, you're thinking, she's like, goes into the bedroom, she's like, oh my god, I'm like really hurt. Then she goes into the diary room, right, and she is crying, like, she's literally like,
trying to get that moment.
She's like, Big Brother, like, you know, he's a woman beater, she's crying, she's like, oh my god, I can't believe you kept him in the house. And then, you know, this thing, like, she made it even worse. So she's got some of these guys that she's been talking to, like, in the house, they're also his friend, and then she starts making up stuff like, you know, he started punching me, and she's like reenacting it, like bam, bam, bam. Like, that is literally not what happened. Do you know what I mean?
Did she eventually get kicked out or something?
No, she didn't get kicked out. Like, the public.
They voted her out.
They didn't vote her out, right? So it happened like just a few before. She wasn't voted. She wasn't voted for that week, right? Yeah, so they couldn't vote her out, right? But then when they opened the door, the person got voted out. All they could hear shouting was like, "Get her out!" Yeah, and then she left. She was like crying so much.
How's her career now? Because that's got an impact.
So it ruined her whole career. Like, so she ended up she had to leave. She went on like
she left Emmerdale as well, or whatever.
Yeah, like she was getting death threats. She had to close down her social media. She had to come back to Big Brother and do like a interview, with that Emma that does the thing, and Emma ripped her as well. Like, she got ripped on like morning TV.
What was her defense though? Like,
she was like,
did she admit that she kind of went over the top?
She was like, I'm really sorry. Like, she apologized. She was like, I apologized to like Ryan's family.
All the story is bitches be lying. That's the scenario. And the thing about that is that all that negative press that came her way, to me, that's justified. Like, it might, like, obviously that's not the extreme of what we were talking about with like the actual rape, but I'm happy that there was backlash. It
was good because, you know, imagine that happened in the bathroom
when there was no cameras,
and or it happened, you know, just in real life, right? Because this is what we're basically saying. It's the same kind of concept.
And if that had happened without the cameras, it would have been a total
His whole career would have been. He won, by the way. So he won the whole show. So
that's probably because they almost champion behind, like, yo, after what you overcome. But yeah, that's a mad one. Like, I always build, in moral stories, if you lie and you either side of the sex, I feel like you need to go to prison, because anything deep like that can ruin someone's career, their life, their whole mentality. Because people have mental breakdowns over this stuff.
Yeah.
I feel like anything bad that comes your way once you've lied is on you. I don't care if it's social media attacking, because even though people are often against that, like, oh, people shouldn't do that, it's mental. I'm like, if you lied, it's your fault. If you lie about rape, you should go to prison. Anything that would solicit the other person going to jail, you should almost take that bid. At least that bid and a half. Like, if someone could risk technically go to prison for like 20 years. I expect you in there for, your sentence should be 10 years and you should maybe leave at 5. You need something that scares the shit out of you for you to not to lie. But anyway, let's move on to the next topic. We've been talking about rape for a minute, and we always start,
we
we was
like,
podcast.
this is our quick topic.
Exactly, we were like, let's start with a nice fluffy one. Let's go with Chris Brown. He beat it, he made it, you know what I mean? And we'll be on the next one, and we ended up talking for 15 minutes.
I'm going to edit this one.
It's a mad one.
I'm going
to keep some of the stories.
top editor. Yeah.
Top man editor. The next thing we want to talk about is, wait, do you know who Terrell Lewis is?
Yeah, I do know.
Oh, so you knew him before?
I've like actually seen him
in person, same.
But yeah, I know who he is.
So basically, for those of you who don't know, Terrell Lewis is a London kind of influencer type guy, man with a beard, big beard Lewis. And basically at one point in a few months ago, he was on a train. He happened to see this drunk white lady and her little group kind of berating this just young, I can't just say the races now, this young black dude that was kind of sitting on the train as well. And he had like his bag on the seat, and she was like proper drunk. I don't mean tipsy, she was like slurring speech and all that. She was abusing the kid and saying, well, you should be getting all that, whatever. And the kid just wasn't really moving, he didn't know how to react. And Terrell was happened to be on the train, and he basically saw that the kid at some point was going to snap. You know, London used him. It's only so far you can push a you, and before he's going to be like, yo, and start switching up. And he was like, okay, I'm going to sit next to him, because even though in that aspect, it's probably justified if the kid did switch, he didn't want that representation for like the angry black kids. You know what's going to happen?
Because
if he flips out.
He's been in that situation. He would have been in that situation too, so he knows.
He knows the situation.
He knows that girl would probably say all that harmful stuff, and then if the guy switches, who's going to be in the wrong? Exactly.
And it's more or less like stereotype. Like if you objectively looked at it, you see the group are like because they're grown as well. They weren't young. The women were like 30s, I would say.
Yeah,
and
maybe
like
20s, 30s,
exactly. And then he's like, what? The kid was like 15, he's 16. If someone objectively saw it, you'd instantly think the kid's the one in the wrong. So he ends up sitting down to the kid. The women continues to like now at this point attack them both in terms of verbally, and he pulls out his phone to record it all because he knows, yo, the things that people can say, almost like we spoke about before, when you don't have anything recording, you can go wrong. So he ends up recording this whole instance of him and this woman that's more or less berating them, saying, oh my god, what do you do? You're a drug dealer, blah, 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 blah. Loads of little racial slurs, right? And at some point on that train, after her like attacking him with verbals, because she wants him off the train, she goes off the train, goes to the conductor and says that sexual allegations happen. Someone sexually assaulted her.
Yeah.
Accusing Terrell of sexually assaulting her when the train's full. He's been recording. Everyone can see that she's lying. But because of that, they got kicked off the train. They had to like stay with the police for like a couple of hours, to the point the police had to even drive them home. Because considering it's to Coventry, the police had to drive them to London. That's a long one, you know, because there was no other trains that were available, because it was one of the last trains. And basically, she made up this whole lie, basically all founded lie, accused him of sexual allegations. And after months of him trying to sue her now, to like, obviously, you can't just do that and get away with it, you're going to tarnish my name. If I didn't record these, people would believe you. I'd be in prison. You know, if some woman had accused you of sexual anything like that, you are going to go to prison. Unless, like, you know, you can prove your innocence. And after the courts and all the filming, the courts got back to him and just said to him, well, we're dismissing the charges because there's lack of evidence, even though there's non-stop witnesses on the train that actually gave their names in. And he videotaped the whole thing where you can see it. She's slapping his hat off, she's saying racial stuff. The actual train people, because it's documented with the actual train company of Coventry, because she filed a sexual harassment claim. They just said there's nothing they can do, which is shocking, because you think, how can all of it, like, he did the most, he recorded from beginning to end, he made it, even went viral, and they still was like, But if it was the other way around, he would have been easily in like jail.
Exactly.
So it's kind of shocking, and it's like, if you don't know that situation, go Google it. Terrell Lewis train incident, that's probably the term to search, and it's mad.
Well, the thing is, like, when you think about it, right, it already has been the other way around. So she did, initially, she's obviously said, you know, there's been this sexual whatever, the police have come, right? The police came. So I'm not saying that, you know, they came on that day, this guy's got arrested or whatever, or whatever it is, whether it's an arrest or whatever. So they've been with the police for a couple of hours. They're not being, like, obviously they haven't been found guilty at this point, but they've already started to take that one seriously. Do you know what I mean? In terms of what's happened, it's just been a claim.
Because even when they came on the train, the police, they more or less said, you two gentlemen, he goes, yeah. And everyone on the train going, yo, nothing happened. X, Y, Z. And they went, oh, well, we're here to find out for sure. So if you can take your bags off. And he's like, yo, why am I taking my bags off?
Exactly.
So automatically just ruined their day.
So she's, like, her situation has been taken more seriously already from absolutely nothing. Then
considering that she's drunk as well.
The other way around. But I don't know, like, being drunk, fair enough, like, you know, shit like that happens because at the
Because
end
I
of the
feel
day,
like I'm not saying that drunk people can't get like harassed. It's more the fact that she's there drunk, like super, like she's not being the most polite of people either. And then you also have a whole bunch of full train. Not like it's one car and like one guy.
Yeah.
You got like 20 plus people that are saying, bro, nothing happened. At this point, they still were putting her opinions over him. I don't know whether it was a race thing or just a case of it's a woman attacking a man. That's what I personally feel like it is. I do feel like though, if it was the other way around though, I do think that would have been the narrative: black boy attacks white woman. But the other way around, I'm just gonna go with at this current point, her being a woman, she more or less accuses him, and that's why it's bad. If it was I couldn't tell you, to be honest. If she accused a white guy, would it have been the same thing?
Who knows?
I have no clue. It's one of those things that you can't really say. You can make assumptions, and man's innocent.
You think realistically, you feel like it's sexist at the point.
At the least.
Like you feel like it. You know, as it stands, the law kind of favours the woman.
Yeah, well, that's definitely, and I understand it because women are meant to be the more inferior creature. Obvious that she should have had some sort of
inferior creature.
Hey, hey. First of all, I dialed it back. I meant like.
I don't know what you even mean by inferior, to be honest.
I meant like not as strong as men.
Yeah.
Which is why usually I don't mean inferior in terms of like women are technically usually smart. I meant like in terms of...
And we go through more things, you know what I mean? Like strongness.
You pop out kids and that, yeah that's different. In this scenario, that's not going to help you on a train, is it? Like in the event that like he actually
I know what you mean,
no,
I guess
yeah, it's just...
They're more vulnerable.
Yeah. But we're moving into a climate where everyone's meant to be more equal. And at that point, if he had done the same thing towards her, they wouldn't have cared. If he had said, yo, sexual relations, this woman... Technically, say she just grabbed his peck, that counts as almost grabbing a boob, right? If he had said, oh, this woman grabbed my chest, I guarantee the train conductor probably would have been like, you okay, bro? Because he's a man, he should not feel any type of way. And it's like, how can you judge when to say something serious and when not?
Yeah.
So it's just...
I agree.
I just think that the main thing... I think everything up until like the court coming back, I think was almost okay-ish. Even though I think it's real bad that they got took off the train and stuff, but I do understand that.
Yeah, because
sexual
if it was to go,
yeah,
exactly. If it was to go both ways, I'm not even saying that what they done was bad.
Yeah.
If it was like, okay, we took that bit seriously, now we're gonna take your case seriously, then you think, okay, fair enough, they've taken both parties.
In my opinion, it's not even the police that did bad; it's the court, like the judge, because the police. Technically, they have to do worst case scenario. Even though I do think it was over the top, and when everyone's saying no, I feel like they should. Like a normal person would probably say, like a security guard probably would have been, oh, cool. Because you're the police is different. You can't take the risk. Because if you ignore the complaint and it turns out to be true, even if it's smidgen, you're screwed. So I understand why they had to do that, and in the end, they had to drive them all the way to London. That's your fault because
yeah.
But it's the court that are the ones that review all the evidence, including the video footage, including all the complaints from the passengers, because all of them were pissed because they stopped their journey as well for like an hour, and they still was like lack of evidence was their line. How can lack of evidence be the thing when you've got the whole thing videotaped? You got bare flipping victims, you got bare people watching, and you even got this train staff saying the situation.
Yeah.
That line is the cop out. Even if they came with any other excuse, like we don't find this devious enough to prosecute her, it still would have been a dickhead thing.
Yeah.
But at least you'd be like, But when they're using the line of
lack of evidence,
I feel like did you even check it?
Yeah.
I do think that's some sort of bias, whether that's some sort of racial bias or just the judge was like, that's a dude, he's cool. You know what I mean? I don't know how they judge it, but I feel like that was a shocking thing.
It is shocking.
So yeah, I just wanted to get that out there. Cause I was watching Terrell when it came out live and he first posted. I was like, shit, I can't wait to see what happens. Cause I was hoping that she would get something. Something that's so interesting.
You know what? Generally, I mean, she won't get anything, but she'll just.
Oh, she's definitely getting online hate. She's getting slated.
Exactly.
But I want like time. No, not prison. I want something.
I want prison time.
You know what I mean? Even if it's community service, I feel like when you make those type of allegations, I don't care if you're drunk or not. That's a line to cross. It's one thing if you said, "Oh, he was being a bitch to me, kick him off," and you know they normally say that. I've been there. People done that. I've put people trying to say it to me on a bus when I was younger. Oh, kick him off. They're being loud. That That's a different scenario. Once you say the word rape or sexual assault, that's something that you need because if they had done the right thing and gave us something, whether it's community service for like 2 months, that could then potentially deter someone else that's in that semi-stupid mind frame from doing it. But when they saw that she got away with it, they made just think to do the same thing one day.
What worries me is that she was drunk, like severely drunk, right? And first thing she thought was sexual offence. So
she knew what would be the worst thing to attack the dude. That's what's shocking.
She's got potential to do that again, or she's done that before. Do you know what I mean? Because the first thing I'm not thinking straight away. I'm not even thinking anything like that. If I'm drunk,
Why
right?
sexual as well? Like one thing you just said assault. She went sexual because she was thinking, what's the worst thing I can do to probably scare these black men? Which is the mad. She's probably thinking, ooh. I can't even think about her mindset. I'm only gonna think of the worst case scenario. I think she's a dick.
Well, you never know.
Yeah, that's the whole point. So we can't just make that assumption.
You can't make it,
if you're white follower and you're watching this, feel free to let me know your opinion. I'm actually interested. Everyone's in general, but like I'm always interested to see what people of the race of the person that does the whole incident thinks.
Yeah, because
I
they
want to make sure it's not
all the
biased.
time. Like, you know, footballers, like white footballers, they get, you know, like someone will say, oh, this person raped me. You know what I mean?
It kind of gets brushed away
Ched
sometimes.
Evans, do you know what I mean? That's a huge case. You know, in the Ched Evans case, and he didn't rape anybody, but they'd said that he'd raped this girl.
What happened to the girl? Like, did she get some sort of charges or time or what?
Absolutely not.
See, that's what I mean. Like, to me, and that's only in the instances when you're famous.
They did actually have sex though.
Oh, but she just tried to get a claim.
It was just consensual.
There needs to be some sort of charge, and it's weird how this tied onto our Chris Brown type topic.
Yeah, it
never
did
meant
actually.
to.
It did.
We written it down randomly, and they've weird
kind of
tied in.
they have tied in.
Alright, so moving to your thing now. You're gonna educate me on the FYRE thing because I haven't watched the documentary yet, and I don't know much.
Yeah, so the FYRE Festival.
Yeah.
Oh, you've got to watch the documentary. I love it. So.
Is it dope? Like, how long is it?
It's
it
about an hour and 40 minutes maybe.
That's calm. I'll watch it today.
So the FYRE Festival. So basically, there's a guy. His name was is it Billy McFarland?
I literally the most I know about it is that something to do with Ja Rule was linked into it.
Anyway.
Oh shit. Do you know the bit about someone having to give fellatio or something like that?
Oh my god!
Just tell me from the beginning, but that's the one bit. That's how I found out about it.
It's so
I didn't think it was real. I thought it was fake.
Nah, full
Why
on.
did I say fellatio? Suck dick.
I was like, I know, like,
I was
wow.
trying to be like political.
I was getting scientific with this.
I didn't want it. I was trying to think what words is not going to be too aggressive. I'm like, yo, this is
I think even they use that in
2019. So what? I literally, you know me normally speaking. I never say fellatio. I would always say, yo, she's like a dick. She's giving head.
It wasn't a woman.
Oh, he was a guy, yeah. But I mean, in general, I'm never generally in normal day life. I'm not talking about what guys sucking dick. But yeah, okay. To get back to. Definitely include that bit though, because I want to know what happened, because I haven't googled it, but I heard bits.
You want me to just out the whole story?
Bro, but do it like in a nice, the best bits, just tell us, because...
I mean, basically, I mean, long story short, right, you've still got to watch the documentary, because I think a lot of people know what happens. But like, long story short, there's a guy, and he decides to do this festival, right? This is like an unheard of festival. Like, we're not talking like Glastonbury and friggin' bushes and whatever, right?
Where is it located? It's an island.
They were doing it in the Bahamas, right? So, an island. Pablo Escobar's island initially, where it was supposed to be on, which he bought, apparently.
He bought the Bahamas?
He bought Pablo Escobar's island, right? He didn't buy it, but he said that he bought it. So what he was going to do was, he wanted to do this festival because he was actually doing a festival which would help launch his app, which was called the FYRE app. Now, the FYRE app, I think, was brilliant. It was basically like Uber for celebrities. You book a celebrity for an app, and then it's just everything's done through the app, right?
Yeah.
So it just makes things easy. The festival was going to lead to the app. So he's got a team working on the app, another team working on the festival.
Yeah.
Festival is just going to be like in the tropic, you know, Bahamas, you know, there's going to be like, I think it was like 10,000 people, going to have music, you know, he basically promised like a whole different experience, like villas on the beach, you're going to have like really luxury like apartments and all that.
And anyone, any just normal person could...
No, because
is it the venue owner that does it, or what's he actually selling? If you use the app, who uses the app? A normal person wants to go see it.
Right. So in terms of who uses the app, right, it would be like, for example, you want to have a party, you might want to book somebody. Okay. So it's not going to be like the everyday person, let me just book a job, or like people that have money, do you know what I mean? And that's how Ja Rule got into it, because what happened was he wanted to book Ja Rule for a party, and he found it really difficult because he went through to his agent like how many times like he paid all this money for this agent, and he was like, this is really difficult, and so he realized actually there's probably a better way to do this, and then bam, Ja Rule comes in. So Ja Rule is actually his business partner in this app venture, and also the festival.
So that's how Ja Rule's in.
That's how he's ruled in. Ja Rule, by the way, I know. Ja Rule, by the way, doesn't seem like he knows anything about business. He's just a man on the side like this.
I've got to say, like,
this is a good idea. Like,
he's not like a 50 Cent where 50 Cent has like business acumen.
It's
fairly obvious that
in the documentary, he just sounds like one idiot, like literally.
So basically, the moral of the story so far is that they're trying to do some sort of event. They create an app for it. So and everyone's meant to fly out there. So where does it go wrong? Like, where's the big...
So the big, firstly, what they did right was, this guy's, I don't know how old he looks like he's 20s. Yeah. He just had all this money. He flew all these top Instagram models to this Bahamas, done this promotional thing. You know, we're talking about Kylie or Kendall Jenner posting things on Instagram. $250,000 he paid them to post this FYRE festival thing. So what happens is, these models, they fly out. You got the, you know, Bella Hadid or whatever flying out, right? And they've done this promotional video, and suddenly you've created that kind of, oh my, this vibe, we want to go to this festival. It doesn't exist yet. But all these top influencers, they're going to be paid, like, they want to go, the tickets are like 50 grand. Like, this is not for the average person. This is like for the elite people that got money. So where it went wrong was that he only had like a little bit of time to do this whole thing, right? He's thinking, I'm going to do this festival, you know, we're going to have 10,000 people on this island. Firstly, someone was like, you can't fit 10,000 people on this island. Like, it's just not possible. We've got to get toilets. The island didn't even have internet. It just about had water. Like, he was like thinking, mate, there's no infrastructure.
When was this done?
On this island last year.
That recent? All right.
I think it was last year. So anyway, so it was like, there was no infrastructure on this island, but he wanted it on this because it's beautiful, it looks nice. And then there was that situation. Then there's no houses, because there's like a few houses that people have, like really nice houses, but they'd oversold on tickets. So they'd oversold. There's no
accommodation people either.
Yeah. So they'd oversold on these accommodations. They oversold on the tickets. Then they're supposed to have these luxury tents. They didn't have these luxury tents. What they had was hurricane tents left over from when they had a hurricane, and put those on the beach, right? I saw the food was like cheese sandwiches. Like it lobsters and stuff. There was like this guy, right? I literally was dying at this part. The guy was like, we were supposed to have Indian cuisine, like.
that was his line. That
it was like Indian cuisine and sushi, and they literally had these cheese sandwiches. But honestly, when you see it, like, basically they just had, the preparation was terrible, and they didn't have enough time. The guy was not saying no. Like, he actually paid some really top people that have done these things before, and they was like, mate, you need to cancel this, like, you know, weeks before.
So he knew. Oh, so he knew beforehand.
But he was just not having it. He was just like, no, I'm not canceling it.
He just saw the money, and
he was like, I'm not doing it. They were like, you can't do this. And anyway, in regards to this guy, so this guy that he'd asked to help him out, he was this Billy had called him and he said, listen, you're my gay coordinator, like my best gay coordinator, can you do me a favor? So he's like, sure, like, what do you need me to do? He's like, I need you to take one for the team. The guy was like, I felt like I was taking one for the team every day, because this job seems stressful, you know, everything's just going wrong. And he was like, listen, we need this water, they needed these water like canisters or whatever, right? And he was like, can you go and see this guy and just suck his dick, right? So we can get this water.
This is part of video?
Yeah, like.
How do they document this?
No, the guy's telling us,
Oh, okay.
So he was just like, oh my God. So he was like, I can't believe that he just asked me to do this. But he goes, I drove home, I got some mouthwash, I washed up my mouth, I drove to see the guy. He was like, I was ready to go and do this.
And he showered and everything as well. So just in case he had to go a bit further.
He was like, I've done everything. And then basically he's like, I went to see the guy. The guy was really nice, and I didn't have to suck his dick. But he was like, can you believe, like, this is the levels that we've got to.
Before we even get into, like, the guy asked him, why would you willingly go and go suck? I know the guy was gay, but
I think, you know what it was? It's like,
how? Yeah, hold on. I just realised.
Yeah.
So the guy on the other side, like the person he was meant to go see.
Yes.
Did the guy ask for his dick to get sucked?
No, that's what I was confused.
So how did
I was confused. I don't know.
Did he know the guy was gay? Like,
I don't even know if the other guy was gay. They didn't say whether.
So he just automatically thought, okay, so the only way to solve this solution is someone to suck a dick.
I was saying this as well. Like, what if he did do that, and he still didn't get the water? I was like, cheers, mate.
Thanks
so
for
anyway,
that
you know what I mean? Like, I just don't know. Like, I was thinking that is crazy.
Why was he gonna do it? I don't get it.
You know what it is, right?
Is he that committed?
This guy that was doing this festival, I believe he's a psychopath. I genuinely think he had zero emotions, but he was very good at selling, and he almost sold this product.
He sold the guy's mouth.
He made people think that it was possible to pull this whole event off. There was people that really felt that it was going to happen, like the experts, but this guy really believed in his vision, and so I think he just really wanted it to work. There was a lot of people that really wanted this to work for this guy, and so they were too invested in the person, as opposed to, they wasn't looking at the bigger picture, like, this is never going to happen, like, it's not possible that we can create this in such a short space of time with all these kind of commitments and all these things. It was just
So
mad.
did the event ever go forward? So did people get there and it flopped, or did like it got half? Okay, so people got.
So the people got there,
Like everyone,
like a third of the people got there, right? The tents were full. Bearing in mind that the day before, they were like, there was all these people from the Bahamas, like these people working. They pay these workers to sort it out. They had these mattresses like on the beach that they hadn't put in the tents, and it chucked it down with rain, so the mattresses are wet. Do you know what I mean? And the people went there, and then a third of the people went there. There was like no festival. They couldn't believe like what is going on. Like it's not even finished. And then this Billy guy, I feel like he still thought that it was gonna happen. Yeah, like he's still thinking. He's like talking to people, like calm down, blah blah blah. Tried to send them to the bar whilst they quickly like done up the production, which was never gonna happen. And then it just got cancelled. Like he cancelled it.
So what about the bit where apparently some woman had to like go and take some mad loan to pay her staff because someone didn't pay her for the food.
Yeah.
So Billy didn't pay her for the food?
Nah, she was like the cook. She was cooking like every day for all the workers and everything, and she like used all her savings, like 50,000.
Yeah, it's 50k. Yeah.
50k she used to pay for everyone, and like their wages. They weren't getting paid. Like so, she was obviously helping cooking 24/7. Like these people working like.
Why did he not pay?
He didn't pay anyone because he didn't have any money.
So he couldn't.
He spent all this money. Like he spent all this money.
I thought he did all these mad commandments, and when they couldn't live up to it, he just said he wasn't gonna pay. I didn't know he didn't pay.
He had investors, right? Yeah, that he basically lied to and
swindled,
said, and then they basically invested more money, but he'd used up so much money. Like they had a budget of 6 million. He said they had a budget of, they wanted to use 6 million on the food, but then they only had 1 million, so that's why they only had these cheese sandwiches.
This is mad.
So literally, like the workers didn't get paid. They had like the guy that was talking about the sucking dick thing, right? He was like, basically, the workers got mad. Obviously, when they found out this thing got cancelled, he had to leave in a car. Yeah, like literally lying in the back of the car because the workers were like coming after him. He was like, I just had to had to leave.
The dick sucking guy.
Yeah, he was like.
What was he that high up as well? So they him.
Yeah, they had like a house, like a headquarters in the Bahamas. So everyone was just kind of like knocking. You know what I mean? Like they was just going crazy.
The good thing is though, I've seen, is it true that everyone's been like doing like a GoFundMe for the chef
for the woman? They earn like 150k.
That's good. That's what good side of social media. When people see this stuff, like, yo, that's wrong.
Yeah.
Boom, boom, boom. So I feel like
it's upsetting when you watch it because she's like, obviously at the end, she's like, I'm just so hurt, and she can't even talk about it. She's just crying.
So she didn't get no deposit, no nothing from the get go. Like. In terms of
none of them though. None of them did. Like
I feel like
these people don't have a lot of money, and they're just seeing.
They just for the promise of like he probably sold it as like, yo, trust me, you're gonna make it.
Because like you're thinking to yourself, this guy's out here with a jet ski everywhere.
So he's good for it.
He looks like he's got money. He's flying here and there. Like he had initially when you see in the show, when you watch the documentary, you're thinking this guy's got like he's just paying everyone left, right, and centre. He's having parties with Ja Rule. You know, they're drinking. He looks like he's got a lot of money. And then when it all came down to it, this whole festival was like 30-something million, right? And then he just didn't have the money, and then literally, I swear, he had his app team, right, that had nothing. His app team had nothing to do with this festival, so they're helping for a whole year doing this code for this app or whatever. He rings them, and he's like, just to let you guys know, like, you know, I'm not getting rid of you, but there's gonna be no payroll.
So work for free.
So the woman was like, so what are you trying to say? Like, she's like, so we're just supposed to fire ourselves? And he was like, I'm just saying that, you know, there's just going to be no payroll at the moment. So these people work for a whole year on this app that's got nothing to do with the festival. And the
moral of the story is always take deposit. Like you're always meant to take a certain level of deposit that covers the initial work beforehand.
He did with some of them, like, you know, like with the app, with the production team as well. There was a guy that he'd given 30%, but he had actually said to him, you get a 70% after. And the guy was like saying, I felt like he was holding that over me for the whole time. Like, you're gonna get your 70% because that's the stress that they were going through. I was like, I'm surprised no one even.
So how does Ja Rule like link into this? I know you said like they approached Ja Rule, so how fundamental is his role in this? Is he actually officially a business partner?
He's just like literally on the phone like, yeah, so we're just gonna smash this. Like I don't know like whether he invested in, but even when like this whole thing went tits up here, they had this meeting and Ja Rule's on the phone and
Imagine Ja Rule.
And he's like, you know, like this is literally what he's saying. He's like, you know, we just need to get past this. Like, you know, he was like, it's
Ja Rule voice.
Yeah, like we just gotta get past it. Like, come on, guys. Like we can think. Look at, he's like, there's 12 of us in this room. Like all of us together, we've got a better IQ than one person. And he's like, you know, look at Samsung. The Samsung came back from when they started blowing up the phones, and I thought, are we joking? Like Samsung.
You ain't Samsung.
They sold phones. Like they sold it. They had a good brand. You know what I mean?
Good products.
But I was like, you guys had no product. You can't come back from nothing.
She'll tell you the biggest thing about this. 50 Cent ain't posted shit about Ja Rule about this. 50 Cent pokes fun at Ja all the time, and he must not have seen it yet.
You know what the funny thing is though, like you just have to, when you watch it, it's like 50 Cent didn't even need to go in. He ruined himself in the documentary.
But just think how unlucky you have to be Ja Rule, because obviously 50 Cent comes along, kills his career. Anytime Ja Rule has any element of somewhat success, 50 Cent squashes it. Then he goes off and tries to do this hustly thing. Probably thinks, yo, this is it. They're gonna look at me like the bigs now. I'm a rapper that's like a Jay-Z.
Yeah, like he was going to all the events. Exactly. He was going to all the events. He was there smoking his cigar. Like he was like, and he was talking about this guy. Like he was like, this is my brother. Like literally acting like he was his brother. And I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, well, that's the thing too, man. People need to start talking about someone they just met like a week ago. Yo, he's my bro. Oh, this is my guy. He's saying your guy. You don't know this guy.
I know.
People do that to me. Like they met me and go, yo. This guy's my guy. I'm like, I've met you twice, or I've seen you three. Like, people are throwing out that too much. Like, I know in England and some of our slammies, oh, what's good, fam? That's just a general greeting. I don't put stock in that. But when a guy uses the word, this is my guy, if someone said that to me objectively, I'm like, oh, so they go way back.
Yeah.
If you said that and you're like, oh, when did you meet him?
Way back.
Oh, a month ago, I'm like, this ain't.
I don't even call this guy my guy now. We go way back. Like,
first of all, you're a girl. You shouldn't be saying it anyway.
Well,
like,
I would be like.
She has the slang of a man. Like, you should not be ever saying, yo. She rolls up on guys like, yo, what's good? Like, it's. She often forgets that she's a female. I'm not gonna lie. Like, apart from in relationships, she will believe that she's a man.
I don't even know if I'm even like in a relationship.
You're the guy. You go up to like, yo.
Like this.
So what we gonna eat? Yo, so.
I was like, yo, what are you saying? Like literally, I didn't like.
I can imagine you go to a homeboy like that. But anyways, people, this is like a quickish podcast before we run through some of these topics because we're both semi-busy today, so we gotta keep it moving. But
I know.
I hope to Jesus you have enjoyed this podcast. I know it's a bit more less of mega bands, but that's my
we're just talking a lot of descriptive stuff.
We were describing a lot of stuff in detail.
A lot of deets.
And if you enjoy the video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe and all of that banter, and follow us on Instagram, our independent ones.
Independent, although I'm private right now, so you guys got to request it. Yeah.
Why?
I don't know.
What are you going through? Like, if anyone like goes private out of nowhere or deletes their Instagram, something happened. Like,
nothing's going on. I just had loads of weirdos following me, and I was just annoyed.
From where?
I don't know. That's the thing. They just came, and I was like, "Where are these people coming from?" So I went private, and I was like, "I'm just gonna have to accept these requests." So I will accept. Just make sure
you can do what Tiana Taylor did, and she just deleted that Instagram. Well, deactivated. But anyways, people, peace out. We gone. Enjoy.